A bipolar disorder means like instability between depressive moods and manic moods. Manic moods that can be so dangerous. A person can be a danger to himself because when she or her or he is manic, she can overspend, she can make real rash and radical decisions. She can harm people by getting very, very angry. And this person can get out of control in such a way that this person stops sleeping and gets exhausted onto a certain point that this person will get to have a psychotic episode. So psychosis is like real dangerous, and this is really directly connected to having a manic episode. And not all people who are manic get psychotic, but being manic means that someone is just not functioning right, you know. And I need to give examples, but it's hard to talk about this. It's hard. I don't want to. I'm not shaming my mother, but it feels like I'm shaming her. It feels like a lot just to tell that someone that was like not in their right mind has made some decisions that this person feels ashamed about later. This person wouldn't have done if they were stable at that point. And it's so hard for many of us to be fully stable, to be normal. Like, being normal is not even attainable in many cases. And then comes the question of shame, you know. When we do stupid things, we feel ashamed afterwards. And that's the worst thing, to really blame yourself after having had a season of, weird and intense behavior. And, you know, we have reasons why things happened. And as a Christian, and as the Bible says, as people tell me, everything happens for a reason. And that's why I got to really dig out this bipolar disorder. That's why I got to learn, why people get to be unstable. Where does the emotional instability come from? Because that's not only part of bipolar disorder, it's part of many disorders. It's part of having emotions that are out of control. And people have emotions. It's very natural to have emotions. So I just want to explain that, a disorder is severe, but a person always is whole when it starts to live on this earth. I believe that the soul is whole once a baby is born. And this was the case with my mother. So why did she develop this disorder? And I got to figure it out. I got to read. And now, I can talk about this. And I will take it step by step, bit by bit, in order to, to keep myself a little bit calm while I speak about it, because a lot of emotions arise when I think back of like 18 years ago when my mother first had her first manic episode. It was so intense to see a whole different personality, to see the other side of her, to see parts of her that she always hid in the dark, because that's a part of her too, to be outgoing, to talk to everyone all of a sudden at a party, and to go and want to start another education and to go horse riding and to do the things she was afraid to do before, to having a real different mom. It was so intense, and it was intense what it did to our family. It was intense for my father. It was intense to see that she got on holiday by herself, that she went to Argentina to visit me, that she got out there, and that she has this other side. And what next happened is that the marriage of my parents ended, and that it was the final blow that made my dad decide that he could not stay married to my mother. And this was the hardest thing for both of them. But for our family, it was damaging. It was damaging to our brothers, my two brothers. And for me, it was a relief. But everything shifted. And yeah, as divorces have effects, I think this one was a divorce that made us all disconnect. And yeah, it is how life happens, and it's how life teaches us that we people are all vulnerable. Vulnerability needs to be owned because that makes us human and that makes us connect. And this is my mission for people to find a connection to their emotions. Because once you connect to your emotions, there's healing on the way. Because healing happens by feeling. And I truly believe that bipolar disorder can be cured. It can be recovered from. And that's what I'm aiming at. And this is the hope that I want to speak out for everyone dealing with those symptoms.